Yo, in the next 10 minutes, you're going to be presented with a ton of useless information about Sonic Frontiers that might not ever do anything for you, but it's interesting anyway. Let's get it. If you've played Sonic Frontiers, you'll know that when in doubt, you should side-loop everything. And they really meant everything. Like this cactus here. For best results, I suggest doing this at night. Sadly, this harms our cactaceae brethren, so use this knowledge sparingly. In Sonic Frontiers, it can be really easy to clip out of bounds, and I mean really easy. Wyvern can be a silly little guy. Sometimes it even throws a tantrum and goes to its room. If I had to guess what's happening here, I would say Sonic stomps Wyvern, and for some reason, it just takes the suggestion to heart and never stops going down. Sonic can actually get trapped out of bounds as well when this happens, while Wyvern will just teleport back up. This glitch doesn't always softblock the game, but it takes a long time to get back on track. I don't know what they did in the Wyvern fight, but this thing is seriously broken. Did you know that if you try to upgrade Sonic to max rings and speed, it will approximately take 15 minutes each, not even counting collecting the cocoa needed to do so? Well, that used to be the case anyway. These days, after Update 1, Sega made it so that you can put your whole inventory into one of the stats. Thanks, Sega. While max attack and defense have always taken about 5 seconds, which takes even longer than subscribing to the channel. Speaking of upgrades, it takes a whopping 990 cocoa to max out either of Sonic's rings and speed. But those calculations are actually only on the easy difficulty. If you play on other difficulties, this value changes to 1176 for normal, and 1470 for hard. This also applies when upgrading power and defense, and those scale basically the same. Did you know that if you draw an infinity symbol, you can boost as much as you want for 3 whole minutes? I think I may just be the first person to find this incredibly niche Easter egg. There was a lot of content in Sonic Frontiers that seemed scrapped late into development. Things like extra animations that were supposed to play during boss fights. If you remember this attack during the Supreme fight, it was actually meant to be way longer. Shout out to GordonRamsay who data mined these cutscenes. Members of the Sonic community even reached out to Sonic Frontiers director Morio Kishimoto to ask about this unused animation. Kishimoto had this to say. "Ah, you found out. I was making this partway through, but in the final stages I couldn't make it into a form that I could be satisfied with, so I scrapped it. This was left in the product. It's a testament to our efforts in game production to provide something even better." Kishimoto has been extremely active on Twitter talking with fans about Frontiers, and this has allowed us to learn a lot more about Frontiers and its development, like how we found out about another scrapped feature, drifting. While we still see drifting in the Cyberspace Stage 3-5, Sonic was supposed to be able to drift just about anywhere, including while you're supersonic. This tweet showed it off, and Kishimoto responded, saying that he tried to get it to work, but didn't actually mention why it was scrapped in the final build. The drifting mechanic made it quite deep, even making it as far as this demo build of Sonic Frontiers, as can be seen in this button mapping here. Out of all the unused material, this has to be my favorite yet. I'm gonna let the clip play out, as I believe it speaks for itself. Once again, GordonRamsay data mined this clip and absolutely could not make any sense of it. It was located in Wyvern's files for some reason, I have no clue. Maybe this is the way they tested some animations, but it just seems extremely weird. Gordon tried placing the animations on every island possible, and none of the locations really made any sort of sense. The best part about this is that while the community has actually reached out to Kishimoto on multiple occasions, there has just been radio silence from him, in stark contrast to just about every other topic. Maybe it was even supposed to be important. If you run around Rhea Island, there are what look like caterpillars scattered around the island. There's a good chance this scene was supposed to play out in Rhea if the enemy was to play some sort of a bigger role. Early concept art and other sources seem to indicate that Sage was maybe supposed to have some sort of relationship with caterpillars. We've seen Sage manipulate enemies during the game, maybe this was supposed to be another instance of that, but unless Kishimoto answers us, we'll never truly know. This guy right here. A group in the speedrunning community affectionately named it Jellyman. A few weeks later, they would find out after looking in the code that this enemy is canonically named Jellyman. Speaking of Jellyman, did you know that you can actually drown inside of this enemy if you don't defeat him quickly enough? On top of that, you can hear Sonic Frontier's rendition of the drowning theme. Funny enough, you can find enough water in a few places on the map to drown, but drowning in the water will actually not play the drowning music. No idea what happened there. One thing that Kishimoto mentioned on his own without fans even reaching out was that the loading symbol actually changes throughout the game. This change represents the state of Sage's soul as the game progresses, starting off sharp and triangular, then slowly becoming fully circular right at the very end of the game. This same idea is also reflected during the cutscenes, as you see Sage transition from fully red to fully blue in the final moments. This Zap logo was shown in early teasers before we even knew the name of the game. Throughout the game, hidden away into random areas, and even in this ending cutscene with Eggman bringing back Sage. And we still don't know what it means. Sega, why did you do this to us? Maybe they'll tell us in the DLC or something, I don't know, man. You might know that Big the Cat is in Sonic Frontiers and has a host of random references in the catches you can get there, like random enemies from past games, end of level signs, and even a tire. Big was really excited about that one. But did you know that the order in which you get the fish is actually predetermined? Sorry to spoil the fun. In the game, it literally just reads from a list until you collect every unique fish. While we're on the topic, it takes a total of 480 purple coins to catch every fish in the game, minus the free catch you're given the very first time you fish. If you want to be frugal, you can wait until Aranos Island to save those sweet 8 purple coins. You may have heard about the idea that Kronos, Rhea, and Aranos were supposed to all be on the same island, and well, Rhea makes this super obvious. You may have even noticed that Kronos is literally attached to Rhea. If you just wander around Rhea Island, you can see Kronos right there. On top of that, the 4th tower is actually placed in the same arena that you fight Giganto in. If you use some speedrunning tech, you can bypass the invisible wall and explore Kronos in a nearly unloaded state. There aren't really any enemies, and you can't enter cyberspace portals because, well, they aren't there. While this could have been a cool concept, now there's nothing to do but explore Kronos in this weird state. Speaking of scrapped content, there is an island way out in the distance when you're on Kronos, and another island that is technically on Rhea. This island is unreachable normally, but for some reason, there is a ramp out here to get you back to the main island. The development team was looking out for us curious lads. The other island wasn't expected to be reached at all, however, and it really shows when you get there. There's an invisible barrier blocking you from being able to reach it, and if you actually do manage to make it out there, the island is obviously incomplete. With missing collision and weird textures, they clearly assumed we wouldn't be able to get here by any means. You know how Sonic loses the Chaos Emeralds after each island? In the final release, when Sonic arrives at Chaos Island, you just see Sonic get blasted out of the sky. Well, in the files of the game, there is code left in to indicate that there was actually supposed to be dialogue here. No, not again. You stay right where you are, Emeralds. Patience, Hedgehog. You've made a career out of finding those things. Thy next foe hides amid fire and ruin. Yeah, I'm getting to it. I don't suppose you want to explain why I keep losing the Emeralds. There are some really goofy interactions that happen in cyberspace. The 2D stages seem to be particularly breakable. 2.7 has a lot of really weird things going on within the one stage. First off, 2D seems to be merely a suggestion in this stage. All you need to do to transfer tracks is literally just jump and boost at the right spot. Another funny thing is that the camera is able to go free cam in this one spot. Watch me move like 2 steps and all of a sudden you get the locked camera symbol. Peculiar, since 2D stages lock your camera a majority of the time. Another goofy 2D cyberspace moment comes in on stage 3-2. If you hit the spring and stomp before Sonic can hit the rail you're supposed to land on, the 2D track is completely broken. This next one isn't unused, but it may as well be, as I doubt you've seen this. Giganto has an attack that goes off pretty rarely. These yellow lasers don't really do anything outside of looking cool, I guess. it's pretty much just the same attack with extra particles, as they don't even hit you. Originally, Frontiers was supposed to have a completely alternate cutscene system, where instead of going to the normal cutscenes we have now, the dialogue would play out pretty much how it does when we talk to the Elder and Hermit Coco. And that's the video. Let me know if there's anything I missed, or if you want to see more useless information about Sonic Frontiers or another game. Later.